Nutley. And there are 18 nationalities represented in the senior X30 class. Not sure they're all in this race, but it's Jordan Brown Nutley on pole position in kart number 244. Last year's championship runner-up, Brett Ward, in kart 202, and Brett Ward's Nan Maureen is watching live timing and tweeting in from back home in Hayes. Watching Brett. I keep calling him young Brett. He still is young. He's only 19. But he is starting on the outside of row number 1 for the Evolution Racing team, trying to go one better than last year and swap P2 in the championship for P1. On row number 2, Joey Van Splunteren for the Signmind Racing team. Van Splunteren back in karting this year after an extended absence, back with a vengeance in kart number 273. Mark Kimber, who finished on the podium in the Winter Cup for Strawberry Racing, starts on the outside of row number 2 in kart 248. On row number 3, Sim Liedmar from Estonia, and 4th place driver in last year's championship number 204, Ollie Varney for the MLC Motorsport team. On row number 4, Belgium's Martin Willeke in kart 236, and Austria's Nicholas Scholl in kart 225. From Ireland, Jonathan Brown and Frenchman Christophe Chani on row number 5. Sebastian de Grand from Belgium and Levi Lintkotanko from Finland on row 6. Milo Lichterlein from the Netherlands and Niels Koelen from the Netherlands on row number 7. Manuel Golofre Torner in kart 333 on row 8 alongside Patrick Degenbeek. Ethan Hawkey, and from the Lebanon, Rubens Bouchapke, the first Lebanese driver we've had here at the X30 Euro Series. He starts on row number 9. From Estonia, Gregor Yates, and also from Estonia, Robin Vax on row 10. Sander Sepp will start on row number 11 alongside Romain Bonetto, but I'm not sure if Romain is here. He didn't qualify yesterday, so we may just have 21 drivers, not 22. Now I know why the Estonians are out in force. They've got all 4 drivers in this class in this one heat. But it's Jordan Brown Nutley, the Dan Holland Racing number 244. You can see his teammate there, Ido Cohen, watching keenly from the sidelines. Brett Ward starting alongside there into the tram lines. Ollie Varney goes out of the tram lines and will go around again. That was a little bit tardy, I have to say. So Brown Nutley will go around again. Now, assuming I did see the hand signals go out. Yep, yellow flags waving around the circuit, so we are not racing. And Brown Nutley is moving over to the side. The Dan Holland Racing team and Evolution Racing have got very similar graphics kits. Up close, they look different, but from a distance and on camera, luminous yellow and turquoise blue can be a bit of a pain to differentiate again, so we shall do our best. Joey Van Splunteren, you can see there in 3rd place, that very distinctive yellow flamed crash helmet design, the dark, it's almost black and orange livery on that number 273 kart. It's a Gillard kart. Good to see plenty of Tim Gillard's produce here on display. Mark Kimber, the familiar green and whites of the Strawberry Racing Tony Kart team on row number 4. There's Ward going through your screen now. Ollie Varney, who was outside the tram lines of that first attempted start. He is there. There's the number 313 kart. That is Niels Koelen. So Joey Van Splunteren is back in karting this year because he's mentoring Niels Koelen. So Niels Koelen is only his 3rd year of karting, the 15-year-old from Vorden. And what better way to learn your craft than by getting the 2010 European champion Joey Van Splunteren in to assist your learning curve. Here we go into the tram lines. This time lights are out. Brown Nutley makes a good start. Brett Ward gets shuffled a little bit wide, and Joey Van Splunteren to the inside. Brilliant start there for Van Splunteren to take the lead away from the poleman. Jordan Brown-Nutley as they go through turn number 3, and all 21 drivers safely through turns 2 and 3, out towards turn number 5 now, and down the back straight, Van Splunteren checking over his shoulder. Brown-Nutley in second place. Brown-Nutley having a little route around the back bumper of Van Splunteren kart, but falls into line, and it's a very good clean opening half a lap. And just as I say that, somebody in about 17th or 18th place spins going through turn number 6, and they clip a following driver, and that driver having to take evasive action. But both in the way, and there's a battle. Oh, and that's number 256 getting shuffled very wide. That is Sim Liedma, the Estonian driver, the AIX Racing driver, getting shuffled wide coming through turn number 10. That's what happens if you get offline going through turn number 9. That is the risk you run. Sim Liedma found out the hard way. But it is Van Splunteren leading from Jordan Brown-Nutley. Then it's Brett Ward. Kimber in 4th. Ollie Varney in 5th. Christophe Charny, good first lap from the Frenchman, up into P6. Nicolas Scholl runs in 7th. And then the number 236 kart of Martin Villequet. In 7th is 8th place. We've just gone past Christophe Charny. And there is Sim Liedma. You can see in that bright turquoise coloured machine making a move at the end of the back straight. Only 21 drivers start, so we are missing Romain Bonetto from this race, and possibly from the rest of the meeting, I fear. Not quite sure why. Sim Liedma now trying to recover from that incident. He's down in 16th position, but we'll watch in the background of our screens to see the number 256 kart making progress. And there's Ward making a look at Brown-Nutley, and Brown-Nutley having the same idea on Van Splunteren, and Van Splunteren gets shuffled back to 3rd place. Mark Kimber thought about taking P3, but then was confronted with the sight of Van Splunteren moving across the block. But now Kimber gets to the inside of Van Splunteren, and he takes over P3. So Brown-Nutley, Ward and Kimber move into the top 3 spots. Van Splunteren is 4th. Ollie Varney in 5th position, but there's a little bit of a gap opening up between the top 4 and Varney in 5th. Then it's Scholl in 6th as they come through turn number 8 down the infield straight. Now, will Brett Ward be content to sit behind Jordan Brown-Nutley, or will Brett try and make his move? Well, he knows that Brown-Nutley is quick, because Brown-Nutley has been quick all year. The question remains, is Brown-Nutley quick enough for Brett Ward's liking in this particular race? Now, Van Splunteren beginning to fade. You can see Van Splunteren looking down at his kart there as he comes across the start-finish line, maybe adjusting something. He's caught up through the fiddly bits, but in a straight line, it does look as though Van Splunteren is not quite as quick as the 3 drivers in front of him. 56.375 seconds, new fastest lap for Jordan Brown-Nutley, and Brett Ward has not made a move. Brown-Nutley not defending. You can see Brown-Nutley sticking to the outside, the racing line down the back straight. He's thinking to himself, oh, we're only on lap 4 out of 11. There's no chance I'm going to start defending now. Kimber having the same thought. So the 3 British drivers in P1, 2 and 3 all line astern Van Splunteren, working hard to stay with them. Now we'll see through the corners Van Splunteren is able to get into the slipstream as they come onto the start finish straight, which they're going to do now. Does Van Splunteren fade back? You can see, yes, he does. That gap about 5 or 6 kart lengths. So Van Splunteren not happy in a straight line. So Joey Van Splunteren working extra hard through the corners, and you can see through the fiddly bits Van Splunteren closes back up, but he is not going to be able to make a move, I fear, as Kimber looks at the inside of Ward. So Mark Kimber moves into P2. Brett Ward does the crossover move. They're side by side down the back straight. Jordan Brown-Nutley will be rubbing his hands together thinking, well, I'll have more of that, please. Van Splunteren is caught back up. And this is where the experience of Van Splunteren will come into good effect. 25 years old is Joey Van Splunteren, one of the oldest drivers in this field. And he will know that the only chance he's got of staying with them is by maximising the corners. Behind them, Nicolas Scholl has moved into P5 at the expense of Ollie Varney. And Van Splunteren looking over his shoulder. Kimber goes to the inside on Ward. Ward blocks him, but no, Kimber sticks his nose in going through turn number 1. And Kimber does make the move. Van Splunteren is there, but Van Splunteren will be just trying to stay in the slipstream at this point. We're on lap number 6 out of 11. And as Ward and Kimber battle, Jordan Brown-Nutley sets a new fastest lap of the race, and the gap grows to nearly a full second. So Jordan Brown-Nutley coming through turn number 7 now has moved out of our screen. This is the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Kimber, Ward and Van Splunteren. Van Splunteren down the infield straight. Only loses a couple of kart lengths. But through the corners is where Joey Van Splunteren is working hard. Brett Ward just checks over his shoulder to see where Van Splunteren is. He knows that he's not under any immediate threat. Behind them we have Villeke in 7th. Shani is 8th. Lichterlein is 9th. Ethan Hawkey now takes over P9. Good start from Ethan Hawkey. Only qualified 17th. But the driver of kart number 271, the Piers Sexton Racing driver who finished 6th in last year's junior European standings, is moving up and is in the top 10. Jonathan Brown runs 11th, followed by Manuel Galofre Tornia. Then Sebastian Delgron. Sim Liedmar has recovered to 14th place. Niels Kuhlen runs in 15th. Then it is Gregor Yeats from Estonia. Rubens Bushapka from Lebanon is in 17th place, followed by Patrick Degenbeck, Sander Sepp, Levi Lintocanto and Robin Vack. So all 21 starters are still running as we run lap number 7. Jordan Brown-Nutley comes on to the start-finish line, looks over his shoulder, sees that Kimber and Ward are not within striking distance. He knows he doesn't have to start defending, and the top 4, the top 5 even, beginning to spread out, although Nicholas Scholl in kart 225, Mark Kimber's Strawberry Racing teammate, he is closing in on Joey Van Splunteren. Last time around, Nicholas Scholl was a 10th quicker as Kimber sets a new fastest lap of the race. The gap was 9/10 of a second. It's down to 7/10 of a second. So can Kimber close in on the leader? He'll need Brett Ward to work with him, though. There's no way that Kimber can catch Brown-Nutley. As you can see the gap there, it's about 20 kart lengths. There's Brown-Nutley just setting himself up for turn number 9. Kimber has got to rely on the fact that Brett Ward will just follow him for the time being, not try and pass him. They come out of turn number 11. This is where Kimber and Ward can work together, but Ward is not close enough to slipstream with Kimber. Van Splunteren now all on his own in 4th, and I think that Joey Van Splunteren is going to get swallowed up by Nicholas Scholl, because Van Splunteren has not got the benefit of the slipstream anymore, and Scholl is closing in. Will we see a change for 5th position coming up? The field actually spreading out in a civilised manner. Martin Villeke is over a second behind Nicholas Scholl in 6th position, and Kimber is going very quickly. Purple first sector for Mark Kimber. That means that he is the fastest of all in this race through the first timing sector on this 1360 metre circuit. We're on lap number 9 out of 11. Is Mark Kimber going to run out of laps? We'll check through second sector. He is about as quick as Brown-Nutley, so the gap will still be over half a second as they cross the line to complete lap number 9 and begin lap 10 of 11. Brett Ward in 3rd. Van Splunteren fading now. Must be a problem with Van Splunteren. He's half a second the lap slower than the top 3. Nicholas Scholl last time around was he's only a 10th quicker, so maybe Van Splunteren has done enough. But a 55.638 second lap for Mark Kimber. 2 laps to go. Slightly less than that now as they head into the Button Complex, but you can see the gap visually closing between number 244. There he is, the race leader, Jordan Brown-Nutley. Mark Kimber, if he's lucky, I think is going to get into his slipstream. So the battle for victory is not over yet, and Brett Ward has been able to stick with Kimber. We'll see now how much of a chance Kimber might have as they come onto the start-finish line to begin the final lap into turn number 1. Kimber within 3 kart lengths. If he plays his cards right, he may get one opportunity at the end of this lap, but Brown-Nutley is very strong. Still 5 kart lengths clear. Kimber not close enough to make a move. Brett Ward not close enough to make a move on Kimber. Down the back straight for the final time into the Button Complex. Jordan Brown-Nutley holding off Mark Kimber now through turn number 7. Brown-Nutley will be checking over his shoulder, I would say, coming out of this corner just to see if he has to defend. No. Brown-Nutley confident enough to know that he doesn't need to worry about what's going on behind him. Through turn number 10. Kimber will not catch him. Brett Ward closes in on Kimber, but Kimber just jinks to the inside to make sure that Brett Ward doesn't think about a move. There's the checkered flag. Jordan Brown Nutley takes the win. Pole position, now a race win. Didn't have it all his own way, but his superb start to the X30 senior season continues. Mark Kimber second, and Brett Ward, having moved across to the Evolution Racing team, starting his title challenge with a podium finish in third position. Joey Van Splunteren, he did hold on to fourth, with Nicholas Scholl in fifth. Martin Villeke finishes in sixth position. Christopher Sharney is seventh. Ollie Varney finishes down in eighth position. Then it's Ethan Hawkey. Good drive from Ethan from 17th to 9th. Jonathan Brown, the 16-year-old Irishman from Ratoath, finishes in 10th position. Not a wonderful